This article is brought to you by tech4child.com. Using overhead projectors to teach children. Instructors attempting to make use of more contemporary ways to convey information and cultivate comprehending may not think about overhead projectors as their first preference. When overused, they repel learners and reduce their effectiveness. On the other hand, they could continue to show very advantageous when applied properly. Suggestions. An overhead requires a suitable area in the classroom. Preferably, it needs to be present in close proximity to an electric outlet, and have an extension power cord, if required one, that won't be in the way of students by laying across a walkway. The projector needs to sit in the front part of the classroom on a smooth surface area. Classroom tables which have an incline tend to be troublesome, unless you can utilize textbooks to prop the equipment up. Importance. Composing on transparencies and utilizing an overhead projector to discuss them with the students in the class will help aid group conversation very easily. Groupings in the class may also instantly document their work and discussions to discuss with the remainder of the class members. These kinds of methods especially assist students who improve with optical learning clips. This article is brought to you by tech4child.com. Advantages. Even though overhead projectors appear out of date in more innovative classrooms, they supply an important backup when the web or a different technical device is unable to function, and the instructor has to discuss images with the entire classroom. Instructors can continue to keep salient specifics of a transparency to carry on with an additional lesson. Specialist perception. Deaf or hard of hearing individuals take advantage of overhead projectors accustomed to show visible aids to the lesson plan or conversation. Even though instructors have to make sure to darken the lighting to make the picture noticeable, a deaf student might also need to see her class translator along with the pictures on the projector. This type of learning can be both fun and informational for students. Students are able to see images instead of reading straight from books, which is more likely to hold their attention. More schools are now making use of these overhead projectors as a type of technological learning device used for children and students. The overhead projector will make the small objects look very gigantic, and, with the flashlight and unexplored features of a room is highlighted. Getting the room dark isn't very simple as turning off lights. To draw curtains and closing shades will help, or you may temporarily cover windows with a paper. Darker is the room, brighter will be the light you can cast with a flashlight or else overhead projector, and vivid will be the experience. But be very careful not making a room very dark, as kids will trip over the objects and collide with each other. Here are some ways you may use flashlights and overhead projectors for supporting your curriculum. This article is brought to you by tech4child.com. Make the shadow puppets. We remember school days when the film was shown, and temptation for poking your hand in air and do puppet show was amazing. Hang the white sheet as the screen, and shine the light from overhead projector in it. Then, model the story for kids. Dog chasing the cat works great. Make this short and simple to tell. You can ask for the volunteer as well as let fun start. Light up the plan. The flashlight is a fun way of helping kids to plan day's activities. During the group time, and turn out lights and ask for the volunteer who want to show what they want to play by using flashlight. After a child finishes, she will pass a light to next kid. This article is brought to you by tech4child.com.